Hey, what's up, everybody? Black Lung Brewing here, episode 3 in the tasting segment. I'm here with
Jack. How you doing?
and Mike. We're gonna taste some beer, check it out, let you know what the notes are on it, and let you know where it kind of fits in the market and what we like about it.
Taste the black lung, baby.
Taste the Black Lung.
Awesome. So we're here to talk to you today about Galaxie 503.
This guy right here.
Standout beer out of the lineup in front of you here. Great thing about this is it's a malt shake IPA. So it's a little different from your regular IPAs that might be a little bitter, okay? A little lower on the IBU scale.
Sweeter.
A little sweeter, right? A little better mouthfeel. And when you put it up to your nose, who wants to smell that? Everybody wants to smell that.
Bring it in.
I'd like to smell that.
You're gonna get somebody.
Yeah, my friend.
Cheers.
So first thing is this is a malt shake IPA. It's kind of a name that at least I think I coined, but somebody else may have too. I don't know. Just kind of a play on milkshake IPAs, which are very popular, but some of us don't do lactose, so try to find a way to have that big body still and not have to have lactose issues later. So we put a little bit of maltodextrin in there to kind of boost the sweetness, similar to lactose, and mash a little bit higher and come up with a beer that has some of the similar traits as a milkshake IPA, but not with lactose.
You know what, Josh? What I really think is great about this beer is not only does it smell and taste amazing, it's truly unique. Okay, so this beer is going to pour a nice
Cloudy.
hazy.
Really cloudy, yeah.
Okay, cloudy, hazy, pale.
I get almost a bubblegum note on the nose as well. Like that sweetness that you're talking about comes through on the nose. You can see it rich with the cloudiness, that maltodextrin coming through on the body. And you can see on the lace as well, like just when you give it a little swirl, that it hangs out there for a little bit, not too long, so it settles down nicely.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Super clean tasting, and the other thing is everything is super subtle with all these beers. That's what makes everybody love us. You're getting great flavors, but they're not overpowering you or hitting you in the head, and you're able to enjoy the beer and kind of get the complexity without getting sick of what you're drinking, which is, sometimes you get a beer that's too much.
Yeah, it's not sessionable, right?
And this is, for 7% ABV, this is sessionable. And you can go through, 1 or 2 or 3 of them and share, or you can, depends on what kind of beer person you are.
Yeah.
I know I like to finish my pint. Some people like to share them, but this is definitely...
I want to drink it.
Yeah, this is individual friendly, so don't be afraid to do the can on your own, which is great.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So vanilla really comes through in the flavor. We used Madagascar bourbon vanilla beans on this one. The hops on this beer are Galaxie, obviously it's in the name, but we also use Motueka and Nelson Sauvin.
Good hazy.
They are 3 hops from down under, so 2 from
New Zealand.
New Zealand. Thank you. 1 from
Colonialism over here, yeah. Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
Yeah.
The two worst countries who speak English, I believe.
Yeah, and well, one's on fire right now, right? So
That's true, yeah.
coming back.
I just say that.
They got a rainstorm though. Okay, they got a rainstorm. They got a relief.
Well, let's not get political. Let's stick to the beer, right?
It's definitely not humorous at all, but they do have some great hops down there, and I've been fortunate to get my hands on a bunch of them and get to make beers with all of them. And the Nelson in this beer just has this nice white wine note to it. Great flavor. The Motueka is dank and kind of got that dankiness to it, and Galaxie is just like a blast of stone fruit, grapefruit. So
yeah,
I get they also come through on this beer. So there's vanilla in here, but it does not overpower all those hops.
They're all balanced pretty nicely, and they all come through in their own way. I think one of the best parts about this beer though is the finish and the mouthfeel. So what ends up happening with this is that vanilla bean, that Madagascar bean, that's coming through on the back end of this beer, and it's giving it something truly unique. As you guys have had hundreds of different types of beers from all over the country, all over the world, if not thousands. I've never really had anything that's drank like the 503. I can't really compare it to anything else, and to me, that's why it stands out stylistically, and as it stands on a level of its own to me. And I mean, shoot, I would do nothing but recommend it.
Milkshake's a bit too rich, like
too much, too sweet, overpowering.
Don't have 1 or 2. No. This you could have 3 or 4. Like, it's easy drinking, just by having a good ABV. What is the ABV on this?
Again, it's 7%, and just stylistically, kind of what we go for at Black Lung Brewing. We try to brew beers that are drinkable, drinkers, easy to drink. You can have more than one of them. And it really it just plays to my sensibilities because I like to have a couple of beers when I sit down and have a beer, not just one.
Yeah. And it gives you good bang for your buck at that ABV as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What kind of yeast did you use on this?
This was actually British 4 from
Classic.
Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of a unique setup. We brewed 2 batches for this beer. We put out a lot of this beer into the market. When we brewed, we pumped it into 2 separate fermenters on day 1, pitched our yeast, and then filled them up the rest of the way on day 2.
Oh, nice.
So that we kind of created like a big old 2.5 barrel starter in each one of them.
Nice.
It worked out great.
Well, British 04 is like known to have that residual sweetness anyway, like a really robust yeast that like has a really good
It really kicked butt on this beer.
You picked the perfect reaction, my friend. Cheers.
And the finish is good as well. Like you throw that back and you hits the back of your throat. And
Here's the
finish is
deal,
sweet and
yo.
nice.
I finished this beer and I'm over here like, I need a little more, man.
Touching more, right? Touching
I
more.
need more.
Well, as you're pouring, let's talk about where this fits in the marketplace. We've spoken a bit about like other milkshakes that are out there, but where does this fit in terms of what is already available and why we go for this one over others?
Yeah, it's a good question. Personally, I have enjoyed some milkshake beers, but being mostly lactose intolerant is something I just kind of have to steer away from.
Same.
So I wanted something like that. So I kind of went to work and tried to figure out a way to do it. And I get made fun of a little bit at the homebrew shop because when I was making this beer, I was like the only guy buying maltodextrin.
Yeah, I think you bought up the whole supply.
I bought up all of it. So, and it worked out. It's not quite as sweet, which is fine with me. I don't need it to be that sweet as some of the lactose beers are. And it's again, not criticizing those beers because people absolutely love them, and that's great.
I'm one of those people. I like a good milkshake for sure.
But I think this beer is a little different. It's not as sweet, but it has the body. It has some sweetness, and it's a drinker. It's a
It fits into that gap as well. Like you said, the people who are like lactose intolerant and they want that good sweetness fits them, but it also fits people who just like milkshake IPAs and they want the body that comes with it.
They get the vanilla. They get the perception of sweetness is there, and it still fills that void or that drive to have a milkshake.
And ultimately, I think one of the biggest things that will turn, somebody that's getting into different types of beer off to the IPA style is that bitter flavor. This beer has little to no bitterness.
Yeah.
And ultimately, that might be part of why I like it so much.
Yeah.
But it goes down easy. It tastes good, and like I said, I mean, it's a 2 or 3 can drinker. You can't stop after you have one.
So we did for this beer. I did try to up the bitterness a touch. So if you've had Mr. Willie, it's definitely got more bitterness than Mr. Willie, but to Mike's point, it's still very low bitterness. It's in the 25 to 30 range.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people that absolutely despise the IPA style. We've poured this for people that have never tried any of our beers.
Yeah,
and
at tastings and beer tastings, beer fests. And people who walk up to us and say, "Oh, I don't even like IPAs." And
Wait, can I have another one?
I like this one. So.
Yeah, that's the ideal answer you want from people who don't like particularly know the IPO world and know the many branches it goes.
Opening people's minds is probably one of the coolest things about creating anything, and I think that a lot of the beers that you've made have opened people's minds.
Guys, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you coming out today, doing this little video with us.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah, definitely.
We got some other beers out there right now. I just put out Walktown Pils, which is a Pilsner, German style, and then I got Unintended Movement. It's a hazy IPA.
Bring it back to the people.
Let me bring it back, folks. Sorry about that.
There you go.
Bring it on back.
We'll pop them up here. They're out there in the market at local stores. Check the website, www.blacklungbrewing.com for details. We have all of our locations listed on there, and the Instagram at Black Lung Brewing. Also on Facebook at Black Lung Brewing. Check them all out.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video as well.
Please.
Double tap, follow.
Yeah.
Follow
Hit
all
the
of
bell
the
for
above.
notifications, all the
Do
things you
all
need.
the things
You
and
got-
follow Black Lung.
Hit them up, hit them up. What are we doing for next episode as well?
We got raspberry no-tail ass clown.
They ain't ready for
coming up.
that. They ain't ready for that. They are ready.
Also, check out
Watch
local
that video
stores.
next,
It's in
man.
stores now.
There you go.
Boom.
Peace, man.
Peace out, everybody.
Cheers.